Good morning, children. I hope you must be fit and fine, taking all the necessary initiatives to keep yourself and your family safe during this unexpected and difficult time that have been entered in our lives. Getting to the point, though we have already finished up with one of the chapter in our online previous sessions earlier. Now we'll move on towards the another chapter. Chapter number 2, Globe, Latitudes and Longitudes. In the previous chapter, we have already read that our planet Earth is not a spherical one. It is weakly flat at the north and the south poles, whereas raised out in the middle. Can you imagine how it appears? You may look at a globe carefully, which has been kept in your classroom, to get an idea. Globe is basically a true model or miniature form of the Earth, how it seems to be look like. Globes may be of changing size and type. Big ones which cannot be carried away easily, whereas small pocket globes and globe-like balloons which can be inflated and are convenient and marched with comfort anywhere. The globe is not fixed. It can be rotated the same way as the top, twirl or a potter's wheel is rotated. We might have looked how a wheel goes on rotating. That's how our globe keeps on rotating on its axis. On the globe, countries, continents and oceans are shown in their correct size. It is quite difficult to describe the location of a point on a sphere like the Earth. Now, a question arises as to how to locate a place over the globe. We must need certain points. How to locate a place on it with the context and lines to find out the location of places. Now let us notice this using a simple trick. Taking a needle which is fixed through a globe is situated over it in a tilted manner, which is called its axis. 2 points on the globes through which the needle actually passes, the 2 poles, are said to be its north pole and south pole. The globe can be moved around the needle from west to east, just as the way Earth rotates. But we have to remember that there is a major difference. The real Earth has no such needle. It actually moves around its axis, which is an speculative line. Another imaginary line running on the globe divides it into 2 equal parts. This line is recognized as to be the equator. The northern half of the Earth is known as the northern hemisphere, whereas the southern half is known as the southern hemisphere. Both halves are equal. Therefore, equator is an speculative circular line and is a very important context point to locate places on the Earth. All the parallel circles from the equator up to the poles are said to be the parallels of latitudes. Latitudes are measured in degrees. The equator describes the 0-degree latitude, whereas the distance from the equator to either of the poles is 1/4 of a circle around the Earth. How it will measure? It will measure of 360 degrees, that is 90 degrees. Thus, 90-degree north latitude marks the north pole and 90-degree south latitude marks the south pole. As if all the parallel norths of the equator are called north latitudes, whereas all the parallel south of the equator are said to be the south latitudes. The value of each latitude is similarly followed by either the word north or south. Generally, this is referred by the letter N or S. How we are going to indicate north and south? Using the letter N and S. For example, if both Chandrapur in Maharashtra, India and Belo Horizonte in Brazil, South America are located on parallels of about 20-degree latitude, but the former is 20 degree north of the equator and the latter is 20 degrees south of it. We can though say that Chandrapur is situated at 20 degree N latitude and Belo Horizonte is situated at 20 degree S latitude. We can see out in the figure 2.2 that as we move from the equator, the size of the parallel latitude goes on decreasing. You can observe it carefully. Now, Moving on to the next topic, important parallels of latitudes. Except the equator, 0 degree, the North Pole 90 degree north and the South Pole 90 degree south. There are 4 important parallels of latitudes. Now we are going to read the 4 important latitudes. First one, Tropic of Cancer, which is at 23 degree north in the northern hemisphere. Tropic of Capricorn, 23 degrees south in the southern hemisphere. Arctic Circle at 66 degree north of the equator and Antarctic Circle at 66 degrees south of the equator. Let us start reading about the heat zones of the earth. The midday is exactly shallowed at the least once a year on all latitudes in the area between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This area is thus receiving the maximum heat and is called the torrid zone. The midday sun never shines overhead on any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. The angle of the sun rays actually goes on decreasing towards the poles. As such, the areas bounded by the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere have moderate temperatures. These are therefore being recognized as the temperate zone. Areas living between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere and the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole in the southern hemisphere are very cold. Do you know why? It is because here the sun does not rise much above the horizon. Therefore, its rays are always slow and providing less heat. These are therefore called frigid, or we can say chilly zone, because it seems to be very cold. Now, let us study water longitudes. To fix the position of a place, it is necessary to know something more than the latitude of that place. Now, let us consider out an example. Tonga Island in the Pacific Ocean and Mauritius Island in the Indian Ocean are situated on the same latitude, that is 20 degrees south. Now, in order to locate them precisely, we must find out how far east or west these places are from a given line of contact running from North Pole to the South Pole. These lines of reference are called the meridians of longitude. You have to look down the figure 2.5 of longitudes carefully to know how these longitudes had been precised over the given diagram. Even the distance between them are measured in degrees of latitude. Each degree is further divided into minutes and minutes into seconds. They are semicircles and the distance between them decrease on steadily polewards until it becomes zero at the poles, where all the meridians used to meet. Unlike parallels of latitude, even all the meridians are of equal length. So, it was quite difficult to the number of meridians. Hence, even all the countries decided that the count should begin from the meridian which passed through Greenwich, where the British Royal Observatory is located. What this meridian is known as? It is being known as the prime meridian. Its value is of 0 degree longitude and from it we count 180 degree eastwards as well as 180 degree westward. Basically, the prime meridian and 180 degree meridian divide the earth into two equal halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. Thus, the longitude of a place is followed by the letter E for the east and W for the west. It is therefore interesting to note that 180 degree east and 180 degree west meridians are on the same time. Now let us look at the grid of the parallels of latitude and meridians of longitude on the globe. We can locate any point on the globe very easily if we will know the latitude and its longitude. For example, Dhubri in Assam is situated at 26 degree north latitude and 90 degree east longitude. Now we will find out the point where these two lines cut each other. That point will be located the location of Dhubri. Now to understand this clearly, we'll draw equidistant vertical and horizontal line on a paper, like that which has been shown in the figure 2.7. We'll label the vertical lines rows with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, whereas the horizontal rows with the letters A, B, C, D and E. We have to draw some small circles randomly on points where these horizontal and vertical lines intersect each other. Name these small circles as A, B, C, D and E. Let vertical lines represent east longitudes and the horizontal lines as the north latitude. Now we will see that circle A is located on BN latitude and 1 degree E longitude. Now we can find out the location of the other circles even. Let's move on to another topic, longitude and time. The best means of measure time is by the movement of the earth, the moon and the planets. The sun is regularly rising and setting every day naturally, but it is the best timekeeping throughout the world. Local time can be reckoned by the shadow cast by the sun, whereas it is the shortest at noon and longest at sunrise and sunset. When the prime meridian of Greenwich has the sun at the highest point in the sky, all the places along this meridian will have midday, or we can say it can be a noon time. As the earth moves from west to east, those places east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich time and those to the west will be behind it. The rate of difference can be calculated as the following. The earth rotates 360 degrees in about 24 hours, which actually means 50 degrees an hour or 1 degree in 4 minutes. Simply, when it is 12 noon at Greenwich, the time at 15 degrees east of Greenwich will be 15:4 is equals to 60 minutes. That is 1 hour ahead of Greenwich time, which actually means 1 p.m. but at 15 degrees west of Greenwich. The time will be behind Greenwich time by an hour. That is, it will be 11 a.m. Similarly, at 180 degrees it will be midnight when it is 12 noon at Greenwich. At any of the place, a watch can be adjusted to read 12 o'clock when the sun is at the highest point in the sky. That is, when it is a midday. The time that has been shown by a watch will give the local time for that place. You can see that all the places on a given meridian of longitude have the same local time. Moving on further, why do we have this standard time? The local time of places which are on different meridians are found to be different. For example, if it will be difficult to prepare a timetable for trains which cross several longitudes. In India, for instance, there will be a difference of about 1 hour and 45 minutes in the local time of Dwarka in Gujarat and Dibrugarh in Assam. It is thus necessary to adopt the local time of some central meridians of a country as the standard time for the country. In India, the longitude of 82 degree east, 82 degree 30 east is treated as the standard meridian. The local time at this meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country. It is known as the Indian Standard Time, IST. Now understand it more clearly by reading out these lines. Kabir, who lives in a small town near Bhopal, tells his friend Alok that they will not be able to sleep tonight because a day and night cricket match between India and England is going to be started at 2 p.m. in London. This means that the match would begin at 7:30 p.m. in India and finished well up to the night. Do you know what is the time difference between India and England? India located east of Greenwich at 82:30 east is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of GMT. So it will be 7:30 p.m. in India when it is 2 p.m. noon in London. Some countries even have a great longitudinal extent and so they have adopted more than one standard time. For example, in Russia, there are many as 11 standard times. The earth has been divided into 24 time zones of 1 hour each. Each zone thus covers 15 degrees of longitude. With this, we had finished up with our explanation of chapter number 2. You have to read this chapter carefully and make yourself clear with the explanation provided to you in the means of online session. If you have any query or problem regarding this topic, you can ask it to me on my personal window. Okay students, thank you.